All right, well, as people have pointed out, I forgot to use my Devil's Luck in the last game. I still had some. I could have used it. So I'm going to restart from when the zombie was attacking me. I missed on my roll. And instead of allowing the zombie to kill me, I'm going to use my Devil's Luck. And I'm going to lower the damage dealt to me by 1d6. So I think the zombie had done... is that what I want to do? Yeah. So I'll roll a d6. I think it had done 3 damage. And so I'll lower that damage to essentially 0. And I will survive that attack. So the zombie, I'm still reloading my flintlock. The zombie will, I'll try to evade the zombie again. I'm still running. I roll an 18, which that will be a success. So I've dodged long enough now to have reloaded my flintlock. So I will fire at the zombie. So at 17, that will hit. And I do 2d4 damage. So 2 and 2. That's 4. That should be enough to kill the zombie. I believe the zombie only had 1 hit point left after my first hit. So Alvaro has survived his first encounter. Barely, by the skin of his teeth, by Devil's Luck. Managed to kill the zombie, though. And, yeah, he is definitely hurt. The zombie clawed at him. A little bit terrified. He's still suffering from the poison in the pollen, though, which is still compelling him to go deeper into the jungle, which he probably would do anyways because he's still trying to catch up to Veronique. So we'll let Alvaro go deeper into the jungle. He's calling out to Veronique. He's looking for any sign of her. And we'll roll a d20 to see whether he... should I roll a d20 or should I... Actually, I should maybe use... I haven't been using my captain and crew rules at all. So we do have a d8. So let's roll on the d8 table here for a yes or no answer on does he see any sign of Veronique in the jungle? 6 is yes. So he catches a glimpse of her. She's ahead of him in the jungle. She's still running away from him. Let's see where are they going to be heading. Obviously, I think Veronique is heading back towards the castle. They're here somewhere in the jungle. So let's say that Alvaro is trying to attempt to catch up to her. And we'll do another d8 roll. Does he catch up to Veronique? No. And... No and. Not only does he not catch up to her, but he has another encounter, I guess. Let's say a 1 is a pretty terrible roll. What page was the jungle encounters on? So we're rolling a d20 for our jungle encounter. 3. Governor Bartlett. Why would he run into Governor Bartlett in the jungle? So the governor is obviously in the jungle looking for Veronique. I'm just... Well, this could actually be a good thing for Alvaro. Because the governor is in the jungle looking for his daughter. Alvaro comes stumbling in. He trips and he falls. And Governor Bartlett comes out of the jungle, and at first he looks down and he lets out an exasperated sigh. He thought perhaps that the noise was his daughter, and it's just this guy dressed in rags. And he says, "Who are you?" "My name's Alvaro." "Who are you?" "I'm the governor of this island." "What are you doing in the jungle?" "I'm looking for your daughter. I heard that you were offering money for anyone that could find her for you." "I am. Do you have any information?" "Yeah, I talked to her. I saw her. She ran off. And then I encountered a zombie, almost killed me. But I managed to kill the zombie, and I took off after Veronique again. I just saw her a few seconds ago. She was heading that direction." And he points. The governor gets excited. "Come on, man, let's go after her." Alvaro says, "Wait, what about my pay for this information?" Yes, come on. I'll give you silver. Let's go." So the two of them head off in the direction that Alvaro last saw Veronique heading. At least he's no longer alone. I'm not sure what help the governor is going to be in the event of any encounters. Alvaro doesn't know it, but he's a necromancer. So he does have some spells that he can cast. Which would obviously be helpful. So let's do another D8. So the pair of them, do they see any sign of Veronique? A 7, I believe, is another yes. So together they manage to see Veronique in the jungle. She's ahead of them. They're chasing after her. They're both calling out to her, but she keeps running. And let's say that they stumble out of the jungle now, and so they both stumble out of the jungle, and they see Veronique. She's making her way across the wooden bridge out to Skeleton Point itself. So Skeleton Point is this fortress on this rocky outcrop. There's this wooden bridge, which Veronique has just crossed. On the other side, you can see dozens of corpses and skeletons impaled on pikes. There's a giant portcullis that looks very rusted, and it's open, so it's free to go in. During the day it looks quite pleasant, other than the corpses and the skeletons, obviously. But it's very picturesque. There's this galleon that's impaled on the top of one of the spires and the turret, and it, rumor has it that a massive hurricane swept it up there once long ago, but nobody knows. Alvaro he's keen to go. He's trying to get the governor to follow Veronique. She's right there. We can get her. But the governor he's a little more cautious. He's looking at the sun and he sees that it's getting late in the day. And he says, no, man, no. We cannot go in there. Not at night. I know what's in there. And it's enough now that I know where Veronique is. You've earned your money. Let's head back to my mansion, the governor's mansion. I'll get you your money. You need to rest. You need to eat. You can spend some of your hard-earned silver getting yourself some new clothes, maybe some armor and weapons. We'll need to come back with more men. We can't take this on by ourselves. Alvaro's he's not so sure. He wants to do it. He's gung-ho to go, but the governor convinces him that doing it at night is not a good idea. And it's bad enough that the two of them are going to have to go back through the jungle, back to Coral Town together in the nighttime. I think Alvaro needs to do a short rest. And I believe a short rest, if we look at the rules on page 82, rests. Yeah. So if we take a short rest, we can recover D4 hit points. So let's roll a D4. He regains 1 hit point. That's something at least, so we'll go back up from 1. Yeah, so I've got my hit points back up to 2. And we're going to have the governor and Alvaro head back through the jungle, back to Coral Town. I think as we go through the jungle, we'll roll a D8 just to see if we have an encounter. So a D8 was a 4, and on here, on our captain and crew, no but. So there's no encounter, but what happens in the jungle? So maybe what they do see is this cultist glow at night. So the sun is starting to set, and they're starting to see a glow in the forest. A green glow seeps through the brush, and the distant sound of chanting seems to creep through the jungle like mist. these are the wretched cultists on their way to the jungle temple. They cast a ritual that opens a portal, teleporting them to the sanctum 50 feet underground. And occasionally Zoth sneaks out of these portals and stalks the jungle. So they do see the glow, they can hear the chanting, and again, the governor is not having anything to do with it. He's dragging Alvaro through the jungle. He wants to get out. So they're going to head away from the glow, but still head towards back towards Coral Town. So just going back to the death bloom pollen that we were infected by, it does say that every morning and evening test toughness, difficulty rating of X, where X is the number of days since infection. So this is still the first day of infection. It's now evening time. We need to test against our toughness. And again, our toughness is -2. So a D20 -2 to see. So that's a fail. And I'm overcome by the desire to travel deep into the jungle. And again, the governor wants to go the opposite direction. He wants to head back to town. And he's frustrated that he's having to try and drag me with him. So yeah, the governor, frustrated by my desire to head back into the jungle, he clubs me over the head, knocks me unconscious, and drags me back to town. And that's probably a good spot for me to end this session, at least.